I'm not doing jazz hands again. Ready? Cheers. That was actually really good to chug.
How did we intro it last time? How's it going, everybody? We're Backwater Cider, and today we're going to be trying some ciders from Bishop.
Yeah. So I made a trip to Dallas this past weekend, and I was able to stop by a grocery store and pick up a few Bishop ciders. They're, from what I understand, they're the first cidery in Dallas for sure, but potentially Texas. I don't know. It's been there for a while. They're in the Bishop's Art District of Dallas, Texas.
Who from Texas would correct us?
That's right. So I've got 4 different Bishop ciders here. I actually don't have their flagship original. It's called the OG. I don't have that. So the first one we're going to try is their blood orange. It's apples, orange, and blood asterisk. Does not contain blood. But so blood orange.
Disappointing.
Yeah, so from what I understand, Bishop, they claim they produce all of their cider with nothing but juice, no malic acid or other adjuncts. So supposedly this doesn't have an ingredients list on it, which is another topic of discussion. But in theory, this is just apple juice and I guess blood orange juice. You smell it. Smells like cider. I don't smell any blood orange.
I can smell a little bit of orange in it, but it's not a lot.
Yeah. Let's taste it.
It's really dry.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's also not very blood orangey, which is good.
Yeah, it's not overpowering.
Mm-hmm.
It still does taste like a cider, but it's got just a little bit of that
Orange.
citrus.
You
more like the oil than
Mhm.
the juice.
Also, I couldn't tell you that this was blood orange versus just orange juice, or
That's
even
fair.
you could tell me this was lemon juice, and I'd probably believe you.
I don't know. I think I could tell it was orange over lemon, but also I'm not sure I could tell you what a blood orange is over a regular orange.
It's
anyways.
redder.
Thank you, JR.
Science. All right, so we have to finish this one before we can taste the next one. So
It's a little hazy.
it is hazy, and I noticed that from the very beginning. It wasn't that it was yeast at the bottom or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was just hazy. I don't know if that's really filtered. Does it say?
I would assume not.
Yeah, it just says it's apple juice with blood orange. I know that they source their apple juice from the Northwest,
Okay.
so Oregon and Washington, which that's a long ride to Dallas.
Do you have any idea what kind of apples they use?
I actually don't. I would suspect that it's probably a dessert apple blend. I don't think they do any heritage stuff, so I would think it would be a dessert apple blend. It could be, I don't know. I'm sure they know. It is pretty good though. I was pleasantly surprised. I was expecting it to be overly tart, honestly. Yeah. I would think it's a solid 4. I'd give it a straight 4, I think.
I think I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I feel like I could drink a lot of this.
I could too. I'd really like to see the nutritional information, which is again not on here. That's another story.
Oh yeah, I could drink a lot of that. That's good.
It's also very low carbonation.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Just
nice.
smooth, easy going.
Yep. So 4.0 and a 4.5, so 4.25 average. So next we have their crackberry cider, which is cranberry and blackberry.
And still just straight juice
Cider.
again?
Yeah. Also seems like it's low carbonation, which is good. Nice. Crackberry, all right.
Well, it doesn't smell nearly as sour as I thought it would.
Smells weird.
That's really still.
Mm-hmm.
There's barely any carbonation. in that
Yeah,
at
very
all.
little. I'm just not a big fan of cranberries, I think.
Oh, I think I really like this.
Not a huge fan.
Because it's not.
It's not overly sweet though. That's good.
Yeah, it's not
It is
overly
sweeter.
sweet,
It
and
does
it's not
taste sweeter than that one though.
nearly as tart as like cran apple juice you would get in the grocery store. It's actually really smooth, surprisingly, for cranberry.
It's also almost uncarbonated. I'm wondering if that was uncarbonated. I'm not getting any carbonation.
Yeah, there's no bubbles.
Yeah, I think we may have had no carbonation in this. I don't know if that's intentional or what. It's pretty still.
Does not contain crack.
Yep. Must be clear. It's not my favorite. I mean, I'd probably, I don't know, 2.75, something like that. And that's just because I don't like cranberry. Making a mess.
I'm gonna go with 3.5. I like it. I don't think it's something I would go out of my way to buy a lot, but I wouldn't neglect it in the back of my fridge if it was in a variety pack.
That's what this came from. It's okay. Again, I think I'd like it a lot better if I like cranberry. Oh, Bishop. All right. All right. So now we have their apple pineapple from Bishop. It says pineapple, apples, and pine asterisk does not contain pine. This is 5% ABV, so it's a little less ABV, which kind of leads me to think it might be a little more sweeter. A little more sweeter. We'll see. Nice and yellow. I smell it. It smells nice.
This one's definitely at least a little carbonated.
Yeah, there's some carbonation.
So,
Oh my, that's pineapple.
I feel like the can
sounds
on
good.
this one is more eye-catching.
Yeah.
Like the blood orange is a really nondescript can.
Well, there's not a lot of
Crackberry,
contrast.
crackberry better.
Yeah.
It's got a little more standout can.
But I like the colors.
This can stands out really well, but it looks like corn.
What?
Look at it.
I
Do you
don't
not
follow.
see this and think of corn?
No, I don't. I think-
Pineapples don't have nearly that much green on them. This looks like corn, husk
Uh,
slightly peeled.
actually, now I can see it a little bit more.
Okay.
Like you kind of cracked open the husk a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's, well, don't think about it that way. This is green apple, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about the cider. No. So it smells like pineapples, like
very much
straight
like
up
pineapples.
pineapples. Yes. Yes. That is not super sweet, so I've had Ace.
Ace's pineapple is very
Is
sweet.
way too sweet. It's sickening sweet. This one is sweet.
That's
But-
just so much pineapple. See, where you're like, I'm not really a fan of blackberries.
Or
I think
peanuts.
I'm kind of there with pineapple.
Yep. It is super incredibly pineapple-y.
Now, it's a ton in there. I can see the chunks floating
I
in the
actually
cider.
can too.
There's a lot of pineapple in it.
So they don't filter. We can see.
Mm-hmm. Which is good. I like chunks. I just don't know if I like pineapple chunks. Personally. I still think I'd probably give it like a 3.
This is a 3. Okay. This is
Even
yeah, you
not
don't like
liking pineapple that much, I think this is still really drinkable. It's not overly sweet. It's not overcarbonated. It's just
This
that
is-
aromatic
This to me is.
pineapple taste is
I like this
real
one
strong.
slightly better than I like the blood orange. It's so refreshing.
If I'm only gonna have one of them,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it might be. You might have some flavor fatigue. You know, it's
Yeah.
so hardcore. I mean, I'm gonna have to go with like at least a 4.25.
and the good thing is that even though the pineapple taste is so strong, it still doesn't taste artificial. It doesn't taste like candy
No,
or anything
it's
like
real.
that. It's very
For
much
sure.
so just a fresh
It,
fruity.
it tastes
flavor.
like you just poured a glass of cider, and then just took a can of pineapples and crushed it up and poured a little in.
Yeah.
It's that good. It's very, very good. So yeah, 4.25 from me and 3 from you.
All right.
It's delicious. Finally, the fourth one and last one, we have is their dark side cider. It is a black currant cider. It says, "May the tart be with you." That's what it says.
What does it say? It doesn't contain that.
No, it doesn't have that. But hold on, also has two, like, it's different.
Oh.
It's overall different. So where to go? See how dark it is. Oh, it's dark.
It's pretty purple.
Oh my, that is. I'm a little afraid of the tartness at this point.
I honestly don't even know what a currant tastes like.
I think it's gonna be like blackberry tartness. That smells.
It smells really sweet.
It smells odd. It's super black curranty. I don't get it's. I mean, which is fine, but in all three of those, I could tell that they were cider.
Yes.
This one, like apple cider.
I couldn't tell there was any apple in the pineapple one.
That is actually fair. Yeah, it's fair. This one is so tart.
The flavor reminds me of something. Can't put my finger on it.
It kind of has like a dark black cherry flavor going on.
Yeah, but much milder.
Yeah, thank God. Oh, I'm not a fan.
It's almost like there's a little bit of like peppery flavor in it.
Yeah. Is it dry to
Which
you?
may be typical for black currants. I don't know what they taste like.
It kind of has that effect that dry red wine has.
Oh, yeah, it's very dry.
And it's so
Makes you-
tart and yeah.
Like Welch's.
Yeah. It kind of has some flavors that like Welch's red grape juice.
I like the flavor, but I definitely couldn't drink very much of it. But I feel like it's much more likely I go to a bar and order one of these than I do one of the pineapple.
Fair enough.
So I'm gonna go 3.75.
All right. I think I gave the crackberry 2.75, and I have to go lower than that on this one.
Ooh.
So 2.5. This is not my thing. It's not great.
But there's not a currant on here.